I just
Oh Jesus, we're recording now. And Justin's leaving us again to go pee.
He is,
I,
yeah.
I drink so much coffee.
I drink so much
So he's
coffee.
got a Dunkin', and then he's got more coffee with.
Yeah, I just finished
other
the coffee.
pills
Now
and
I'm already
stuff.
moving on to the supplements and weird shit.
Justin, come
Some
on.
ashwagandha.
Sorry. I do have some ashwagandha in there.
Ashwagandha.
We're gonna
All
get
right,
sponsored
guys.
by an ashwagandha brand by the end of this.
I
Let's
hope so.
Ashwagandha!
Any kind of sponsorship out there wants to hang out with us, dude. I am more than willing.
go.
Come on. Come
All right.
on.
So this week, Hack Stab Slash, welcome back. It is day 2 of Shark Week for us. We're releasing this right after Deep Blue Sea.
Shark!
Justin,
What?
did you get eaten?
I don't know.
What is that? Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
All right. I don't even remember who picked this movie, but I'll start with Waterboy and ask you your expectation rating. And had you ever seen this movie before?
I have not seen this movie. I did see like an opening, like sort of trailer thing, and I wasn't too happy with the CGI that I saw in the trailer, but we'll see what happens on here. I did give it a 5 because I like going right in the middle of everything. You know.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah, he's the bologna to his sandwich. Justin, that made no sense. I don't know why I said that, but what was your expectation rating going into this?
So when I heard that there was a shark movie about sharks in a grocery store, my expectation rating was a 7.1. And when I saw the trailer, looked super creative, and I was so excited to watch this because who doesn't want a movie about sharks in a grocery store? I've never seen that before. So excited to talk about this movie.
All right, guys. I was expecting this to be a 4. It would have been much lower again because I'm not a very big Shark Week kind of guy. However, Sharni Vincent crushed it. You're next, and I'm excited to see what she does it in this shark thriller. You guys, you ready to get going? You want to keep playing with some balloons?
I think you could say we're finna crush this episode.
Finna crush it. All right, that was horrible. Justin's wiping the disappointment off his eyebrow sweat.
I was excited until that joke was just made.
Yeah, all right, we're done. See you later, Hack Stab Slash.
Hey,
please unsubscribe. Do not hit any of the buttons. Please also block us. And thank you.
Off all platforms.
Yes, please smash that block button. Unsubscribe everywhere. Don't tell your friends about us.
In case we don't see you. Good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Rory wakes up hungover, and
that's what happened. Fellatio.
That's a great start. All right. Rory wakes up a very hungover Josh. These boys clearly had some fun last night at Josh's bachelor party. Josh heads down to see his fiancée Tina, who also happens to be Rory's sister. Rory elects to go out to the buoy to check it, so he does, and we get some good bonding between Tina and Josh as they look at, I think it's a fossilized seahorse. Was that it?
Yeah, it was just like dried out.
Yeah.
And as they're having their cute little conversation, we hear someone scream "Shark!" and sirens start blaring. Josh takes off running, and they're screaming for Rory, who is completely oblivious to everything, who's way out of shore, sitting at the buoy, and he gets on the jet ski. He starts making it out there, and Rory gets attacked by a shark. This is a god awful CGI shark, like jump out of the water, explode everything. But you can definitely tell this scene was made for 3D.
I was gonna say, clearly you didn't have your 3D glasses on. Am I the only one that popped out the 3D glasses?
I was gonna say Deep Blue Sea was 1999, and they had better sharks.
Guys, you're supposed to watch it in 3D glasses. This was so exciting. The thing jumped right out. I screamed. My popcorn went everywhere.
I honest to God, I was a little disappointed that I do not own 3D glasses. I kind of wish I had seen that first scene in 3D.
So I had to go back and find my Bloody Valentine, like the remake version, because I know that was in 3D. I own it on DVD, so I had to run downstairs and pray that the 3D glasses are in there. They were never opened before, so I grabbed my Bloody Valentine 3D glasses and popped them on, and I was excited. So when that shark jumped out, it was awesome. Please continue.
So Josh makes it out to Rory just in time to try and get him out of the water, but the shark ain't having none of it, and he bites onto Rory. And this scene lasts 3 separate times. I think there's a bite for each leg and then a bite for his abdomen. And instead of Josh pulling him away and holding onto his hand and driving at like 1,000 miles an hour, dude, he just like lets the shark get him. Fucking stupid. 12 months later, I don't know why this movie didn't just say 1 year later. That make any sense?
Well, they were doing it like how people describe how old their babies are.
All right. So apparently there's fucking like 13 months in a year. I don't know. I don't know. We hear on the news a report about sharks feeding on whales along the coast. We also see a wedding ring hanging around a necklace in front of like newspaper clippings about Rory's death. Josh isn't looking so hot, and he almost gets taken out by a crow. Was that like a murder of crows, or was that all seagulls, or was that a mix of birds? That I didn't understand that.
Yeah,
I guess that was a hint towards the tsunami.
Yeah, it's foreshadowing when the birds act weird during tsunamis.
It was bird
And
shadow.
then we see a couple of guys sitting in some kind of a car, like a new school El Camino, and they're planning a heist. Josh now makes his way into the grocery store where he's a sad, lonely stock boy. There's a couple hooking up at a car as well, and a girl shoplifting gets chased out back by a rent-a-cop, but it turns out she's been banging a kid named Ryan. He gets fired though, because I mean, I guess that pussy ain't that good. Justin,
Is
you
he
look
just
disappointed.
frozen? He doesn't like. He doesn't like that.
You didn't like it.
We're just trying to, just let's go.
All right,
Justin,
so
he was trying to tell you that 8 minutes in.
Josh stocking shelves. He locks eyes with Tina, who's shopping for groceries. But before he can say anything, he gets yelled at by his bitch-made boss to go clean up. He's not even allowed to use the customer bathroom. He's got to go into the employee restroom. Back to the couple trying to bang around a barking dog. And we also see a couple of people trying to plan the robbery. Going over a plan at what time the cash gets there, what time it leaves, blah, 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 blah. Jamie is also losing it on her dad, who's this cop that showed up to arrest her. She tries calling his bluff, though, and he threatens to process her so she can spend the day in jail. She tells him to piss off and that she doesn't give a fuck what he does. And he's worried that she's going down a wrong path and her mother would be disappointed. And the tension built right there, you can tell the mother has passed away. The ski mask man now enters the building and he's in the back room and he demands the money from the manager, but there's no money to be had. The safe is empty. Daddy Cop is onto him, though, and he catches Robin number one at gunpoint. And it's not so fast. There's a second guy off in the corner with a skeleton mask. And now it's a good old-fashioned Texas standoff. Ryan lets Jamie out of her dad's lot cruiser. She heads back inside to try and get him his job back. He's called Freak Boy from some guy just getting out of a BMW. He was just getting freaky with his girlfriend with the dog watching. That really creeped me out. The dog just involved in the whole thing. They're way too close with that dog.
Oh, yeah.
We hear shots fired and tensions are running high. Josh runs out and is in the middle of a standoff trying to save Tina. The supermarket starts to shake as cans fall off the shelves. A tsunami wave comes crashing through the front and all kinds of mayhem just goes nuts and people start scattering and fleeing for their lives. Did you guys see this tsunami scene? Everyone's running, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the one guy with the surfboard smile and run towards the wave?
He's like, righteous.
Yeah, I've been waiting my whole life for this.
He was so excited. He's like, oh, I'm going to die anyways.
Let's go.
Ride the wave, surf that storm, bro.
While this shit is just crashing through the glass doors and everything is going everywhere, we see like an exhaust fan blade break free and just directly hit this chick square in the face, right in the middle of the eyes. That must give her a split fucking headache. I love that kill.
Horrible.
The tsunami is now settled down and bodies are floating everywhere. There's water up to, like, you can see it right here if you're watching, almost to the top of the shelves. Survivors start like coming together. They start to regroup while they're all trying to get together. Todd, who's badly injured, is pulled up and we see he's got like a piece of metal jabbed into his leg. Josh sees us shaking up Tina in the water, who's clinging on to something for dear life. He jumps in to go help her. And as they're swimming to the shelves, we see a dead body float to the surface. And then it gets pulled under and whisked away right into Waterboy's turn.
After that frightening shit, we have Doyle pulling out Naomi to safety and Josh seeing the skeleton mask guy from the shooting dead in the water, or so we think. Switching over to Steven swimming, then getting a little jump scare when Kirby jumps out of a shelf asking for help. Back to the parking garage, we see Heather and Kyle stuck in their car submerged, checking out a noise around that she gets a glimpse of a mangled body floating behind. We then see Ryan waking up in his van, tipped over and submerged in the water as well, being super quick to get the fuck out of there and swimming his ass out of the water after a little
He's very, very smart with that, where he breaks the window and like floods the car.
Within like 15 seconds. After a little love tap by a shark, possibly. Switch back over to the group. Josh pulls the metal out of Todd's leg and Jessup randomly wonders why his phone isn't working when it was in the water.
Maybe he should have charged it when he went to the bathroom.
Honestly.
This
Fucking
fucking
does.
guy.
Plans are made on how to get out, checking the front and storage bay. And back to Kyle bitching about Heather not charging her phone when his isn't charged either.
Dude,
Along
his
with
is fucking. This kid comes off as such a douchebag.
such a douchebag.
His
dude.
hairstyle, the fact that his collars pop straight up,
Everything
horrible.
about him screams it. Along with Bully, her dog, getting called a retard for growling out the window. Back to Ryan swimming. He just makes it out before we see the shark POV. Justin, did you like the shark POV?
Yep. That was an awesome shot. It looked really cool in 3D too.
Before the shark POV could take him out. Now Josh sees a body floating and then going under and back up. He starts screaming for there being a shark in the water and everybody to get the hell out of the water. Tina and Steven start swimming, but Collins, he's like, what's going on? And gets taken under with a shot almost right out of deep blue sea with jumping out of the water. Jamie grabs onto him, but as she does, his head starts turning, and we realize that she's only holding onto his arm and that the shark took off his whole part of his torso.
I'm
That was
not a
really
big
awesome
fan
scene.
at all of Collins in this movie.
Yeah.
I think his character in this movie lacks a lot of body and depth.
Yep, about 4 feet.
Yeah. That was a dad joke, Justin. Come on.
I was trying to remember who Collins was.
Collins was the security guard who, after the shot got him, there was nothing left but his head in his hand.
That was a really cool scene because you thought that he was actually turning his head, but then you're like, oh, okay, Exorcist head.
He's
moving, his whole
just
light's gone.
floating away.
Gotcha. I literally forgot. I was like trying to remember who the hell he was. That's why it took me a second.
Then Josh and Tina point out, looks like we got a 12-foot great white in here. Back to the lovely couple fighting.
24. They said it's 12 foot from the fin to the dorsal?
Yeah,
or did they say 6?
6. And then 12 total. Back to the lovely couple fighting over Kyle buying Heather fake Gucci, and she casually trips the sunroof for Kyle to climb out. And we see Ryan. And now they get a glimpse of a great white with freakout mode activated. The shark rams the car window and somehow didn't break it. Not quite sure.
I think it could have broke it if it wanted to. I think that was more of a love tap to see what's in there.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was just checking it out.
What?
Happy birthday, Justin.
Happy birthday.
Sorry.
Switch over to the other group fighting on how to get out. And we get some great words from Kirby. A shark's only curious about one thing. Trying to decide if we were food or not.
That guy's line delivery. I can't handle Kirby.
After Shocks coming in, shaking up the place with electrical wiring, almost touching the water, and Kirby maniacally laughing. Now we need to go shut down the main power lines in the storage room before the line touches the water. The shark knocks into the car couple again, with Ryan trying to help them out and wants them to swim over to his van once he lures the shark over to him. Now back to Steven, all dressed up like he's about to cosplay Mortal Kombat character. He's all dressed up to go down with an air tube to turn the power off. But before he can, he tells Josh it wasn't his fault and that Tina still loved him. In the water, the shark gives him a little love tap and is like, whatever, and swims off. Finally,
you think the shark thought he was dead, or you think he thought he was part of like the shelves?
Maybe he thought he was part of the shelves. That's actually a good.
Yeah.
Finally, at the main turnoff switch, Steven can't reach. Can't reach as there isn't enough air. Jesus Christ.
Waterboy, you got enough air?
Yeah, I was lost it there for a second. So finally, at
the scene is hard.
Finally, at the main turnoff switch, Steven can't reach as there isn't enough air tube. So he yanks off his arm shields and forgets about the air tube so that he can take one for the team. And we watch as he struggles to get out. But the cage that he has on his head keeps him from getting up into the air, and the food cans around his ankles. And he dies.
This shit broke my heart.
Dude,
this shit was hands down the roughest kill in just about any movie we've watched.
It's
like this season at
hard.
least.
That shit was
difficult to watch. This guy sacrificed himself and then drowned to death so everyone else could execute this plan.
There was like no
Horrible.
way for them to like give him a couple more slack. Like you don't think they could have like reached over or like jumped on the
No,
Yeah,
it,
I
it
mean-
looked like he was holding on by
he
one
was
hand.
already hold on.
Yeah, it
damn
looked like
it.
they were maxed out.
Yeah, no, that was rough. Like to see that, like, yeah, that struggled. I was like, oh god, that's fucking torture.
Horrible.
I'd rather get bit in half.
Honestly, take me out. Water leaving a distraught Tina with Jamie comforting her. Doyle now getting a big knife and struggling to open it, and Naomi helping him. He makes a big spear. Back to the garage again. Kyle cuts off a hand to lure the shark to him so that the love couple can swim over to his car and just makes it in time, except that asshole threw the dog away. Just threw
Yeah,
him out there.
here you go, shark.
Take him.
That was horrible.
Yeah, what the
I
fuck?
could not wait for this dude to die.
Jesus, dude.
Seriously.
He didn't even need to throw the fucking dog. Like he was already right
No,
there.
you
Like,
you didn't have to throw it at the shark either. You could have threw it onto the fucking car.
I was gonna say the other place, like, are you kidding me?
main group, back to the main group. Now we got Doyle and Josh holding a rope to pull Jessup up so he can attempt to go through the air conditioning system and try to get out and alert help that way. But
Justin,
there's a
you would
shitload
have
of crabs.
shit your pants.
Oh,
Is that spiders
yeah,
or
God.
crabs?
They were crabs, but I thought they were
Yeah,
spiders.
but they were the
Yeah.
size of spiders.
They
were
look
those
like-
little
they-
itty
they look
bitty.
like arachnids.
I would have freaked out too,
Yeah.
honestly. And then just when he thinks he can make it, the shark comes up and bites him straight in half. Not quite sure how the shark is so hungry, but maybe Justin can let us know as it's his turn.
Well, he's got a half-assed boss for half-assed reasons.
Yeah, and then and like you said, like when those crabs came, I would have had an absolute heart attack.
Nobody-
I would have fallen
Justin-
right away. Like that.
Nobody likes crabs, all right?
Yeah, no, exactly. Crabs are no good for anyone. But yeah. So anyway, so after that poor guy gets bitten in half, he's gone. We flash back down to the parking garage. I love how you guys just call them the love couple too. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, Kyle and Heather, she's absolutely pissed that Kyle didn't save the dog. She keeps calling him a murderer. I mean, as she should. Like Kyle absolutely sucks. And we see Ryan planning, and he actually hangs upside down on the piping and tries to escape as he's like crawling over on the piping. He ends up falling into the water, and he actually hops on the car that they're on. And as he hops on, Kyle falls off and gets eaten right then. Talk about awkward. Like, he's just, yeah, right. Like, first of all, good. But second of all, talk about awkward. Now he's just sitting there with like Heather, like right after like her boyfriend just got eaten. A little awkward. So we kick back upstairs, and they need
What's
a new
up?
plan. They need to find a meat hook, so they have to decide who's going to go swim for it because they see it over in the meat section. And the dad says he's going to do it, but before he can do anything, Jamie, the daughter, jumps in and she swims over there. Narrowly escapes the shark. She grabs it. The shark actually comes to her, and she was that like a meat tenderizer. She grabs like a meat tenderizer,
Yep.
starts
It
fucking
smashed it
bashing.
right on the head.
Yeah, smashing the shark in the
Oh,
head
yeah.
with it.
Well,
They
don't
end
they
up-
tell you that if you're ever in a shark attack to punch it
Yeah.
in the nose?
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
supposed to hit it in the nose. So she does with the meat tenderizer. They end up pulling her back with the rope. And we finally see Josh and Tina have their talk that they've been putting off. And Josh basically just like apologizes about the past, and he blames himself after Rory's death, explains how he lost himself and everything. So they have their nice touching moment. But it is fishing time. They got the hook. They put meat on it and they throw it in. The friggin' shark goes right by. Shark was not interested at all.
Nope.
Kirby goes nuts. He's like, yeah, need live bait. They're excited for need bait.
You need live bait,
Yeah,
Justin.
so he's got a gun, and he freaking grabs Naomi and just chucks her in there. Like Doyle actually stabs Kirby, and he pulls Naomi up. And this scene is absolutely wild. He's like, all right, you want live bait? Well, here you go. He freaking hooks Kirby and throws him in. Like that scene was insane. Like he hooks him like right through like the neck.
Fuck it,
And
well
Not for
deserved.
nothing. In this set of scenes, dude, we also find out that Kirby is the skeleton mask guy who had
Yep.
killed the other woman who made this robbery go nuts.
Yep.
And all he did was take his mask off and put it on a dead body.
Yep. So we like literally figured that out, and then he goes nuts and he gets hooked, and it worked. The hook and worth it works. The shot gets him, and we flash back down. I mean, we flash downstairs real fast, and we see Ryan and Heather, and we see who's alive, guys. We see the dog.
The
The
dog.
Yes.
dog is floating on a board and swims to him, and they start banging on a pipe, hoping that people upstairs will hear him. Back upstairs, we see the group. They actually do hear him. And Josh and Jamie decide that they're gonna go look and check it out. So they actually swim over to the garage door. They swim in down there. Of course, the shark's down there. That shark is pissed too, but they actually are on top of Jamie's dad's car. And she says, "Quick, get inside! Like, get the gun inside! Get the gun inside!" And he gets a shotgun, and he actually badass way over dramatic scene as he's like sideways swimming, blows the shark up, like blows that fucker out of there. Let's go. Awesome shotgun blast scene. Now the four of them make it back to the main group now. So we got everyone outside, and they're gonna make a plan. So they're yelling everyone out of the water. There's a car that's like in like the front of it, and they're gonna attach wires to the car battery, run it to the electric panel. They're gonna blow away outside so they can do this. And of course, as they're about to do this, a friggin' shark, it breaks free. And we have Josh, superhero mode now. He starts he's like hanging upside down, full superhero mode activated. He shoots the shark with an advanced taser X26, the best edition you can get.
Slow-mo, he's Jason Bourne.
Right? Like slow motion.
Jason Bourne. That's not a nice.
Get out of that shark. Kills that shark. Like, let's go. And now they have the wires attached to the panel, car engine. Boom! Perfect plan. It goes, huge fucking blast, blows everything away, just shit's blown everywhere. We see outside now. So they slowly walk out, and we just see the absolute destruction of the Australian seacoast. We see rescue choppers outside. We see fires going. I mean, the place is just absolutely pulverized. And Tina basically just says, "What are we gonna do now?" And we hear Josh just say, "Start over," as we follow a seagull real fast flying away. As out of nowhere, the shark jumps out and eats it. And I'm sure I'm the only one that still had the 3D glasses in. That scene was awesome. You guys probably thought it looked stupid, but you weren't watching it the correct way. Movie over. Let's go.
Guys, and that whole recap you just did, Justin, I think one of my favorite set of scenes was the hallway between the grocery store and the parking garage.
Okay.
How they had to flood it and then unflood it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty clever. I thought that was very well done.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So I thought this movie was actually pretty badass. I mean, it doesn't look like it had much of a budget at all. But for what it gave up, besides all CGI aside, but I know some of it looked bad because of the 3D glasses effect. But all the kills, the character building, it was all really, really awesome. And I'm gonna give this a 7.4 out of 10 for a shark movie. It just hit all the bars for me, honestly. The blood and gore in it. I did get like sometimes there was some good scenes where they was like awesome, and then others they sort of lacked on, but it all worked together pretty damn good.
Nice. Justin, you want to go?
Yeah, I fucking loved it. I thought this was for a shark movie. Which
I couldn't tell you loved it.
It's not like my favorite thing ever. This was so much fun. There's obviously like some plot holes, and some of the acting was good, some of it was bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Waterboy said. It was like 50-50. Like some of the stuff was really, really smart that they did. And then other scenes were like, all right, well, that was kind of dumb. But I was entertained the whole entire time. I thought it was creative. The whole atmosphere of in a grocery store hiding on top of it. I love that. And I thought it was actually very suspenseful as well. And I'm shocked to say this. I don't understand what's going on in Shark Week with me and Waterboy right now because we are using on the same page. I gave this a 7.4 out of 10. And I'm pretty sure we both gave Deep Blue Sea a 7.6, I think it was.
We did.
So we are 2 for 2, exactly the same. But yes, this is a super fun movie. And I mean, it's I'm going to say it's one of the best shark movies out there ever.
Oh, yeah, dude.
All right. So this was a very fun watch. Fun being the key word. I feel like the acting wasn't fully on par with what I've seen from the actors in other films. I love the setup for how the story takes place, as well as like it's all in a solo location inside the supermarket. So that's bonus points for me. To be honest, I have not seen a bad horror movie inside of a supermarket yet. I love this one as well as The Mist and Intruder. You guys ready for this?
Let's go.
Ready.
I'm giving this a cool 7.4, as it's a must watch at least once in the year shark horror. I shit you not, dude. 7.4.
No,
That
Oh, that's-
7.4 is straight across the board.
oh
I
my
also want to
God,
say enough.
dude.
Sorry, you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say with a composite score of 7.4, I think we all know what we're talking about.
That's wild. Like, I don't know if this happened or not. I don't have the stats in
I
front of
don't
me, but the
I don't
fact
think
that
that has happened before.
all three of us, like, that's unreal. And one of the main
If-
reasons I picked this, like, I don't know a lot of shock horror, so when we were picking this, like, I read a lot of good things about it, but also the deciding factor was it had Erin from Your Next in it, and honestly, I think I was hoping she was gonna be like the biggest baddest ever. She was kind of underutilized, I'll say, in the movie, but that is one of the main reasons. Just because I liked her so much from her performance in Your Next. I wanted to see her in a shock movie.
Imagine if
Actually,
they
I think
made her the badass in this movie, made her the final, like a final girl type thing
Yeah.
for the shark.
I think it's speaks a lot to her acting capabilities because she was so badass in Your Next,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she was more of like the co-final girl, if you will, in
Yeah, I
this.
was gonna say she was like a supporting, like,
Yeah.
which she was fine in this, but like that was
Yeah.
one of the main reasons that I picked
Because the only like kick-ass badass scene that she had in this entire thing was when she squared up with the shark.
Yeah,
Because if you guys remember before that, dude, like she was a wreck with Rory. Obviously, that's her older brother. When she was in the water after the tsunami, she was like frozen in terror
Yeah.
and clinging onto the shelf,
Yup.
like she didn't know what she was doing.
right.
Anytime there was a shark around, like she was not the first one to try to do anything.
Mhm.
So I think that speaks volumes to her acting range, which was nice.
Yeah, I'm a
Sure.
big fan. I like her a lot.
You guys got any fun facts?
What do you guys got? You got anything?
I
I
got
do
one that I
not.
want to toss Waterboy's way real quick because he said how much he didn't like the CGI, and then he mentioned something about the budget.
Bro, that's what I
Uh,
have. You wrote. Go ahead.
No, you can do it because I was just going to do this from memory because I didn't write that one down. So I'll let
Oh,
you take
well,
it away.
Oh, I don't know if this is what you're going to say or not, but one of the issues they had with the movie is the director used 3 animatronic sharks, and he did not want to use a ton of CGI, but they had a lot of budget issues, and they were forced to use CGI for budget reasons, cutting.
That's
So a lot
exactly
of times,
what I was going to say.
so a lot of
Damn it.
times, if you notice, the shark does look different from scene to scene. There's a few scenes where the shark even didn't have friggin' I don't know what I'm not a shark expert, like the breathing gills. Like
Yeah.
there was a few times like where the
Gills.
shark would look, it wouldn't even have like the breathing gills. So they did change up the shark a few times. A lot of times it was animatronic. A lot of times they didn't have the biggest funding ever, so they actually did have to use CGI.
Yeah, he
Damn.
wanted pure animatronic sharks throughout the movie, and then the only CGI scenes that he wanted to do was going to be the 3D, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Justin, you want to take it away on your fun facts?
Yeah. I thought the tagline was pretty awesome. I just wanted to touch on that. Then, did you guys see the tagline? It said, "A tsunami just flipped the food chain." I don't know why. I thought that was pretty awesome.
It's pretty dope.
I thought it was a pretty dope tagline. This movie was filmed in Australia and Singapore. They actually had a combined 2 different countries of it, and
The first time in cinematic history that those two countries have worked together.
Those
Too.
teams have collabed together in a movie.
Shit.
So I thought that was really cool. And this movie actually did real. It's funny. It only did 800,000 in Australia, which is weird because that's where the movie takes place. But it did really good internationally. And they showed
Yeah,
it, like,
it crushed
It crushed.
internationally.
dude, in China alone, it made $24 million just
Holy
in
shit.
China. Like, yeah, this movie actually did really good. There was actually talks of a sequel and stuff, but it's just fallen through. Like, it's not got going. I really liked that. I don't know if you guys heard like the end credit song right away. I thought it was so badass. It's actually the director, his band. This director is actually in like a band called the Hoodoo Gurus, and they're like huge in Australia. They're like Australian like music, like royalty. And his band actually did the end credit song, which I thought was really, really awesome. And that's all I got on that. Anyone
Yeah,
else got
oh,
any
yeah.
good?
So I got a fun fact about the dog. 3 different Pomeranians were used in this movie to play Heather's dog Bully. 1 for swimming, 1 for barking, and 1 for running.
Fuck.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Different.
Despite the film taking place in an unnamed basement supermarket, the real world location located in Queensland, Australia is actually an Aldi supermarket and it's ground level.
All the
Wow.
And my last fun fact is no sharks were harmed in the making of this film.
Oh,
Thank God. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Whew.
All right. I think that about wraps it up. So let's get the hell out of here. I'm Hacky. That's Stabby. This dude down there with floated shark stuff.
thing.
Happy birthday.
No, it's just
Was it
just Justin.
happy birthday, Shark Week.
It's just yeah, okay. Bye guys.